This morning, Action News Now is on fire watch. We'll take you live to the scene of the Rancho fire, threatening more than 100 homes in Tehama County. Plus, forward progress stopped on the Oregon fire that forced evacuations in Butte County. Why Cal Fire said these flames were so difficult to control. And caught on camera, a homeless woman starting a fire in a local neighborhood. You'll hear from a man who witnessed her spark the flames right on his property. All next this Tuesday, June 14th on Action News Now Mornings. This morning, Action News Now is tracking the Rancho fire burning in Tehama County. The fire started around 4 yesterday afternoon near Rancho Tehama Road, northwest of Corning. Here's time-lapse video showing the moment the flames broke out and started to spread. This morning, the fire has burned at least 700 acres and is 20% contained. 10 structures have been destroyed. 158 remain threatened. We bring you team coverage this morning. Core Clopping is tracking the conditions firefighters are up against this morning. First, let's get straight to Action News Now reporter Jafet Serrato live at the scene of the Rancho fire. Jafet?
Kelly, I'm standing on Apache Trail, which is off Hillcrest Drive in Rancho Tehama, and behind me is one of several CAL FIRE engines here on scene. Firefighters have been here overnight and are still here making sure that fire doesn't grow to more than that 700 acres that you mentioned, Kelly. Not only have crews been on the ground, but they've also been in the air during the daytime. You can see a helicopter being used from this new video we got yesterday. Action News Now is also getting a first look at one of the 10 structures that have been burned to the ground because of the flames. You can see it from this clip. We're working to figure out which street that structure was destroyed in. And for Kelly, for some people who might not know where Rancho Tehama is, it's about 13 miles west of Interstate 5 in Tehama County. So far, it does feel a bit windy out here in terms of fire conditions, and you can smell nothing but smoke here. Ash is surrounding me here in this area. I have reached out to the spokesman for the CAL FIRE Tehama Glen unit. I have not gotten any new information about what happened overnight here. Live in Tehama County, Jafet Serrato, Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Thanks, Jafet. We will check back, and here is the map showing the areas currently under evacuation. Evacuation orders have been issued for Rancho Tehama zones 230 and 231, zones 236 and 237 also under evacuation orders. This includes Stagecoach Road from Oak Ridge Road to Rancho Tehama Road and Hillcrest Drive. An evacuation warning has been issued for H7. That includes Osborne Road and Nomlaki Lane. Court Clopping joins us now tracking the conditions around the Rancho fire. Court, what are the firefighters facing this morning?
Kelly, the good news is the wind is not as strong as it was yesterday in the afternoon. The bad news is that it has stayed sustained out of the north overnight, so the flames are being fanned to the south early on this morning. Now, I want to show you a breakdown of the latest current conditions from that area. This is a live look from Inks Ridge camera. It's located on the east side of the valley looking west towards the Rancho fire. In Rancho Tehama right now, 62 degrees, wind sustained out of the north to 13 miles an hour with humidity at 40%. So that has not recovered well overnight. It is very dry early today, and those humidity values are going to plummet heading into the afternoon, possibly even ending up in the single digits. So fuels are primed to really ignite with how dry our fuels are and how dry our air mass will be today. Overhead, satellite and radar showing clear skies right now. And in your morning coffee forecast on this Tuesday, we're starting out just a touch warmer than yesterday. Upper 50s to lower 60s in the valley early on this morning. Temperatures are going to be rising a little bit faster early on today in the mid to upper 60s by 8 a.m. with sunny skies overhead and breezy north winds brewing in that forecast. Kelly, in just a couple of minutes, we are heating up today as well. How much warmer we're going to be getting in your backyard and where the worst of the fire danger will be today. That's coming up this half hour on Action News Now.
Thank you, Court. We'll be updating you throughout the show. In Butte County, firefighters have stopped forward progress on the Oregon fire that forced evacuations last night. This fire started around 7 last night in Cherokee, north of Oroville, at Oregon Gulch Road and Cherokee Road. And this time lapse showed the smoke just minutes after the fire started. The fire ended up burning 8 to 10 acres. Overnight, firefighters were out on the scene putting out hot spots.
Even though it's right off the road, it's a little bit hard to get to. Accessibility was a little bit hard. It's the ground out here. It's just lava rock, and it's kind of hard to work in. So we fought it very aggressively from the air and as well as from the ground, and we're able to get a handle on it.
Now, the Butte County Sheriff's Office issued evacuations for what they called the Condor Fire on Condor Road. It's the same fire. Butte CAL FIRE dubbed it the Oregon incident. The fire is close to several neighborhoods, but CAL FIRE said there were no buildings damaged. A homeowner in Red Bluff is furious after what he saw on his home surveillance camera. He said it recorded a homeless woman starting a fire right there on his property. Action News Now reporter Jordan Henry is live this morning. Jordan, what did that homeowner tell you?
Kelly, the owner, tells me he's still pretty shaken up, but he's grateful that he saw it happening on his security cameras and scared the woman away before the fire got worse. And if you look at your screen, you can see it for yourself. You can see the woman on the side of Richard Stinson's house, 2 blocks away from Main Street in Red Bluff. This was around 3 a.m. on Sunday. Stinson tells me he quickly flashed his lights at the intruder, and she took off running.
Instant fear, basically. There was a lot of vegetation, dried vegetation, all around there and stuff. The alley itself is not great shape. She was about 10 feet away from the house. If she would have done it just, 10 feet closer to the house, it would have burned up. As dry as things are right now.
The Red Bluff Fire Department says the woman admitted to starting the fire and said she was trying to burn some trash. They gave her a citation for burning without a permit. And Stinson tells me he currently has 6 security cameras, and now he's going to invest in even more to better protect his property. Live in Reading, Jordan Henry, Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Jordan, thank you. And coming up in our next half hour, you'll hear what the Red Bluff Fire Department is doing to minimize the risk of wildfires sparking in areas where homeless people are camping. We are learning more this morning about this year's point-in-time homeless population count in Butte County. The county confirmed the data shows an undercount. The report issued yesterday showed 1,156 homeless people across Butte County. That is less than was counted in previous surveys. The Butte County Continuum of Care said going into the count, they already knew that COVID was going to skew the numbers this year. That's because a lot of volunteers dropped out due to the Omicron surge. Federal and state funding is tied to the point-in-time counts. One member said historically, Butte has done pretty well when it comes to receiving help.
We also received a very large, for our jurisdiction, allocation of emergency housing vouchers, 113, and that was in good part because of what the COC does here relative to counting and tracking the homeless. So as crippled as our efforts may be, we do a terrific job, and we do not suffer on the funding stream from that, but we do suffer from underfunding.
The Continuum of Care
This is a coordinated monthly test of the emergency alert system. Broadcasters in our area are testing the equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of emergencies. If this had been an actual emergency such as flooding, high winds, or a chemical spill, official messages would have followed this tone. This station serves the Sacramento Valley and Sierra Nevada Foothill counties. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
Outside right now, this is from the Deer Creek Highway camera located just east of Chico, looking west over the valley. You can see that little bit of haze, and that's thanks in no small part to the Rancho fire that is providing a little bit of that smoke. So it's going to feel a little socked in this morning. And if you are trying to get out and about on your patio to enjoy that coffee early on today, you might be smelling the ash and smoke in the air. As far as what we're seeing for today, the breezy, dry conditions resulting in driving are elevated fire danger. Temperatures are on the rise today, but they'll get much hotter as we head into your Wednesday afternoon. That peak of the heat will be short-lived as we see a sharp drop in temperatures late this week, and even the chance for some wet and unsettled weather returning in your extended forecast. Right now, we are in the 50s to 60s in the valley, 40s to 50s in the foothills, and 30s to 40s in our mountain zones. So most of us either close to or a little warmer than yesterday in the valley. Orville is the exception. Higher elevations starting out slightly cooler with the downslope north winds cooling off our higher elevations, but that's also keeping our North Valley areas a little warmer. So where the winds are prevalent, those temperatures are a bit warmer this morning. And you can see it's breezy. 17-mile-an-hour sustained winds out of the north in Red Bluff. Tehama County is where we're tracking some of the strongest winds early on today, and that's where the Rancho fire is. Satellite and radar, mostly clear skies overhead right now. That is not set to change as we head through your Tuesday. So grab the sunglasses. You're going to get plenty of use out of them. It's just about exclusively sunshine overhead. So when you do look up and if you see some haze, that's more than likely smoke and not clouds today. And Kelly, high temperatures ending up much warmer than yesterday. We were in those low to mid 80s yesterday. Today we're staring down temperatures mostly in the lower 90s for the valley. We'll end up in the 70s to mid 80s in the foothills and mostly 70s to potentially lower 80s in most of our mountain zones for your Tuesday afternoon. In just a few minutes, I will be breaking down what is driving this elevated fire danger we have across our region today and what's driving the hotter temperatures heading your way through the middle of this week.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Court. It is 11 minutes after the hour. We're just getting started on this busy Tuesday morning. Still to come, new this morning, a gas station gaffe.
And I put all three prices on there, except the diesel. But the last one kind of didn't go right.
I'll say you'll hear from a Northern California gas station manager now looking for a new job after he accidentally set his pumps at a dramatic discount. We'll tell you where drivers were paying less than $1 a gallon. Plus, Wall Street enters bear territory as stocks start the week with a nosedive. What financial experts suggest you should do to protect your money. And advisors to Donald Trump say they tried to convince him he lost the 2020 election. We'll recap day 2 of the Capitol riot inquiry, where the former president is also facing allegations he defrauded his supporters. Straight ahead on Action News Now.